Let's get ready to rumble!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's unfortunate. Breaking news. Rumor has it that one of the most anticipated fight in the sport of boxing, January 3rd, out there in Puerto Rico, Amanda Serrano versus Erica Cruz is now in jeopardy. You already know Amanda Serrano, the 7th division world champion, super featherweight, undisputed, regarded as the greatest woman that ever laced them up. Erica Cruz, a repeated PED drug offender, rumor has it have tested once again for Clenbuterol. As we all know, Clenbuterol is a PED in which Canelo Alvarez got tested for Clenbuterol in the leading fight with him and Triple G. Remember, he got suspended, I believe it was 9 months. 2024, Erica Cruz tested for PEDs, in which she was stripped from her world title, her WBA world title. She got popped, not for one, not for two, but for 3 PEDs. Remember when Darren Fiel reported that story? And look, it's right there. Look, this was back in 2024. I have the lab report and the WBA Women's 122 titleist Erica Cruz, who had D10 versus Nazarena Romero in May 11th defense on Matchroom's Mexico card, was positive for stanozolo metabolites. Look, I don't know how to pronounce these big words. All right, man, but 3, all right? You can pronounce, you can stress yourself in pronouncing these words. Damn, why gotta be so hard like that? But anyway, yeah, these 3 drugs, free sport urine test, April the 29th. Now, it's circulating out there in social media and stuff like that about the Clenbuterol positive test rumored by one credible source, right? El Filoso del Boxeo reported the rematch of Amanda Serrano versus Erica Cruz. According to strong rumors, Amanda Serrano rival Erica Cruz tested positive for Clenbuterol. The percentage is still unknown, but last-minute rival is already being searched in case they need it. We have to remember that last year, Cruz tested positive to Stanozolo and lost a title on the occasion, as we all know, as I just explained to y'all. Clenbuterol is the illegal substance that Canelo Alvarez threw years ago. Clenbuterol is used for Mexican cattle and has been cause of many Mexican athletes failing in various doping. As we all know, there's been a lot of athletes out there in Mexico in the past that was testing for Clenbuterol due to the meat, la carne asada. Look, there's one thing that it could be a misunderstanding. We saw it with Subir Matias just recently tested, and then his B sample came negative, right? We've seen this before in the sport of boxing, but Erica Cruz is a repeated defender. She's not gonna get the benefit of the doubt over this one, and the reason why because when she tested positive in 2024, she didn't even fight for it. She didn't even go and you know what I'm saying, explain herself or do further testing where she got why it was in her system. Now, I already see that the excuse is going to be the meat. But let me tell you like this, ladies and gentlemen, if you already know that if you already know that your country for years, all right, for years, has this contaminated meat of Clenbuterol, and now you in a whole high-profile fight, wouldn't you want to eat the right thing? Wouldn't you want to, don't put yourself in that situation? You in a high-profile fight with Amanda Serrano, one of the most recognized women fighters of all time, right? In the height of her career. Fight is going to be in Puerto Rico. There's a lot of money put in this fight. And maybe there's a reason why. Maybe there's a lot of money. Look, this is the sport of boxing as well. Let's not forget what happened with Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. the first go-around, in which they try to sweep that positive test under the rug until it leaked out to a reporter, I believe it was the Daily Mail. And if it didn't report out to the Daily Mail that Wednesday, trust me, Chris Eubank Jr. was going to step inside the ring with a pop-dirty Conor Benn, right? Now, it took years for him to get his name right. But let's be real, let's be honest. In the sport of boxing, they will sweep shit under the rug because there is a lot of money involved, because that's a big fight. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, a sellout crowd awaits. A sellout crowd awaits to see a Puerto Rican queen Amanda Serrano versus a Mexican fighter. You already know that's one of the most tradition, one of the most rivalries in the history of the sport of boxing. Mexican versus Puerto Rico. So, and y'all remember the first fight out there out here in New York City in the Hulu Theater. What a Bonds and Burning, which that's when Amanda Serrano became the super featherweight undisputed. Now we want to see that fight again, but we do not want to see that fight if Erica Cruz is rumored to be dirty once again. Now look, Amanda Serrano has been going through a lot in the corruption in the sport of boxing. Let's not forget that I believe that she was robbed in the first fight with Katie Taylor. In the second fight with Katie Taylor, I give Katie Taylor the second fight. I'm not saying that it wasn't a good fight the first and the second. You know what I'm saying? Highly challenging and stuff like that, but I do believe that she got robbed in the first and the second fight, right? The whole Dallas Stadium of 73,000 looking on and 70+ million looking on that, 108 million people looking on that Netflix felt that Amanda Serrano won. Now, let's not also forget that years ago when she fought Heather Hardy popped for banned substance. So Amanda Serrano been dealing with judge robberies, people who tested for PEDs leading up to the fight, or a banned substance leading up to the fight. You know what I'm saying? Look, I don't know how Amanda Serrano Amanda Serrano, for real, she has every reason to go at people. She has every reason to be fed up and curse out a lot of people in the sport of boxing. She's so much of a sweetheart. She likes to help everybody out. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I don't want people. I think people trying to take her kindness for weakness. Not fair. You know what I'm saying? She's too good of a person. She's an ambassador of the sport of boxing. She's a sweetheart, but she's a warrior in that ring. But for real, I think it's time. No. Look, I don't think that she should step inside the ring with Erica Cruz. If this is it, and I'm gonna tell you like this, and if this is more than just a rumor, because I believe that this is more than just a rumor. I believe it's it. Just because we already seen in the past that they could sweep things under the rug. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of inconsistency, not only with the fighters, when knowing what they got in their body, but also these testing and the politics of the sport of boxing and these promoters trying to sweep things under the rug because it's a big fight, it's a big money fight, right? Got to get to the bottom of it. We got to get to the bottom of it. Let me tell y'all, so I can give you the source, right? When it happened in 2024 with Erica Cruz, this is when the WBA wrote their article. Last May 11, Cruz, the champion, faced Romero herself in Mexico, defending her crown. The bout resulted in a draw, and the belt went to Cruz. However, on May 31st, a positive doping results from the champion was revealed. From the exposure of the results, 2 A sample tests were carried out, both being positive for 3 different substances. Pretty much, she popped for 3 different substances. The stanzoloso metabolites, hydroxystanzolo, whatever. Man, I don't know how to pronounce these things. With concentration higher than those allowed by the WADA, World Anti-Doping Agency. The athlete was informed of the resolution adopted by the WBA on June 5th, pending the opening of the B sample, for which Cruz had 15 days available. Following the report of the second analysis of the A sample, which was on May 31st, since this step has not been carried out and the World Boxing Association has not found convincing support in the request for a review by the athlete, and the World Boxing Association will consider, it has been decided to suspend the super bantamweight world ranking and leave the crown vacant until then in the hands of Cruz. She didn't fight to get her belt back. She didn't fight for her innocence. She didn't fight to tell the world that she was clean. I'm giving the report and the rumor the benefit of the doubt, and I'm giving the benefit of the doubt for Amanda Serrano to fight another opponent. I don't think that Amanda Serrano should step inside the ring. Now, I think that the VADA, the WB, the belt federations, the promoters will have to answer to this rumor, because now is spreading like wildfires. All right, again, these are rumors. I'm reading around the source have alerted me. Also, this is going. I'm seeing it in social media as well. Hopefully, they get to the bottom of it. Let me know what y'all think. This is Punch Wrong Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, Son de Borracho, El Pastor de Boxeo. And matter of fact, I'll contact one of the parties. Any one of the parties want to contact Punch Wrong Boxing, you already know where to find me at. punchwrongboxing@gmail.com.